Hey, what's up everybody? Ian here, and I'm back with another review video, and today I would like to talk about this HibyDigital M300 dedicated music player. Well, it does more than play your music, because this is a very normal Android device that comes with Android 13 operating system, and it comes with a very powerful chip. Well, not the best chip, but it's a very powerful chip. It's the Snapdragon 665 processing chip in here. So with this package, is actually behaves just like any average Android smartphone. It's just that this doesn't make any phone calls, and it comes in at a very affordable price of $199. And for those of you who place your order before the 1st of December 2023, your purchase will come with a free pair of earphones, which is this HibyDigital XOE. It is a single dynamic driver IEM, and it sounds warm and fun and casual. It's a V-shaped tuned IEM. The technical performance of this, I will rate it 3 out of 5, and overall is suitable for listening to mainstream music, rock, pop, R&B, trance, EDM, and this will come free with your purchase of your M300. Okay, pretty decent pair of earphones, and for those of you who place your order on the 15th of November 2023, you might get a chance of getting a 50% refund of your purchase of the M300. All you need to do is to do a short write-up review of this M300 and post it on your socials, on forums, or even a video, and let Hiby know and hope for the best. They might pick you to give you a refund of 50% of your purchase of this M300. Alright, so in this video I'm going to go through the design, build quality, the features and the functions, and I'll conclude with my sound impression of this device. I'm not going to go through all the features because that's going to take forever. There's a lot of features on this little device, but I'm just going to focus on the sound, as this is essentially a sound and audio channel. Okay, so let's first start off with the accessories, and the box that comes in actually is a pretty simple box. It's a simple brown box, as you can see, and inside is a charging cable, is USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and that's it. And you get the M300, and let's first talk about the physical features of this device. It comes in 3 colors. You got black, silver, and blue, and what you're looking at right now is the black version, and I like the black. It looks very sleek and very elegant as well, and it looks very modern as well. So very small little sleek device, is quite palmable, and it's made of aluminum. Is CNC aluminum for the main body itself, as you can see, and the front and the back of the device is glass. Okay, and that's it for this device. It's a very simple device, and just like any smartphones, right? This is actually a little bit different from smartphones, but yeah, you can see that it's very much like a smartphone. Now on the side here, you get the power button, the volume rocker here, and the forward and backwards button here, and you get a very special function button here. Now this function button is programmable or customizable. You can actually choose what you want this function button to do. There's a few options you can choose for. You can actually lock the buttons if you want, which is what I programmed this button to do. So once I activate this function button, I will not be able to well, except for the power button, I will not be able to do anything to the buttons here to prevent accidental press on the buttons here, and you can customize it here in the settings. You can go to the functions here, notification, the power button, everything else is all inside here. As I mentioned, I'm not going to go through this menu and everything else on this device, just a quick rundown, and I want to focus more on the sound performance of this device. Now on top here, you'll get front firing speakers. Yeah, you do get speakers on this device. Let me just play music for you guys to hear, and it actually plays my music, and through this small little speaker, is it playing? It's not. So let me just start my music player and see. There you go. There you go. So it's playing my music, and it's actually pretty okay. It's more like a tweeter than the speaker, right? It's more of a tweeter unit. I'm not too sure what are the speakers in there, but yeah, it's more of a high-pitched tweeter on here, and then over this side here you'll find SD card slot. This is a micro SD card slot, and you can put up to 2 terabyte SD card inside here to expand your memory, and on this just below it is your lanyard slot. Here you can actually put your favorite lanyard and hang this player around your neck. Now at the bottom of the player you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, USB-C port here, and I'm not too sure what this is, but it looks like a speaker, but it may not be. It may not be a speaker. Okay, so that's the physical features of this device. Now let's talk about the internal features of this device. As I mentioned, this comes with Android 13, and as you know, Android 13 is pretty fast. It's a pretty modern operating system. At the same time, Hiby has further customized this operating system from ground up to make your user experience more smooth. Okay, and to support this, it comes with a processing chip of a Snapdragon 665, and Hiby integrated the software and hardware together to give you a smooth and enjoyable user experience. Now for the screen size, you get a 4-inch multimedia screen. It's a multi-touch screen as well. It's an IPS screen. The screen size is 640p by 1280p, so not a very resolute screen, but it's actually more resolute than some of the players that I have. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of players here. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys. Well, I got to turn it on, but most of this players is they're not going to be as resolute as this screen right here, and also the viewing angle of this has got a 178 viewing angle. Look at that. It's very, very nice. You can view it from any angle. I mean, for those of you who wants privacy, this is not going to help you, but yeah, this has got a very nice viewing angle from all angles. Yeah, this 178 viewing angle. Very nice screen and bright screen as well. And in terms of storage, this has got 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal memory, and as I mentioned earlier, you can actually expand the memory by inserting a micro SD card on this side here, maximum of 2 terabytes, and you can load in your music library, even your contents, or you can do lots of stuff. This is just like any Android phone, right? So you can do all your apps here. You can shift all your apps onto this SD card and have more space in there as well. Right, now let's talk about the battery for this. The battery has got a 2000 milliamp battery, and it will last about 15 hours of usage. That is if just listening to your music and not have the screen on. But if you are watching your YouTube and you are watching your movies on Netflix, and that will drain your battery a lot. Okay, and basically yeah, it depends on what you do with the device itself, and if you put it on standby, you have a standby of 15 hours. Okay, in terms of audio, so now this is the most important part about this device, and the audio chip in here, which is the DAC chip, the digital audio converter, is the Cirrus Logic 43131 DAC chip in here. Is a pretty nice DAC chip. Is not, of course, flagship, but it's actually a pretty good DAC chip. Okay, and it's got this 3.5 millimeter headphone output here. Now the output here is also not groundbreaking type of output power. The power here is 103 milliwatts, but most earphones and IEMs will be able to be powered by this device here, and it's got a dynamic range of 119 dB, so it's a pretty wide and resolving DAC chip on this device, and also it's high resolution. It supports DSD 256 as well. Okay, so in terms of the wired audio, it's actually pretty decent. It's actually targeted for younger crowd, okay, who is going on with their busy life, but at the same time they want to listen and enjoy to their high resolution audio. So it's not targeted at the power hungry audiophiles. Okay, this is actually for the general public as well, and this also supports DSD 256, right, which is a pretty high res audio format. Okay, and also this does have Bluetooth, so it does have high res wireless. Okay, it's got most of the high res codecs like the LDAC and also aptX X lossless, but you need to install the software update for this operating system in order to get the aptX X lossless. Okay, so a pretty decent device in terms of being an audio player, and on top of that you have front firing speakers that is, it depends on scenarios. You just want to watch your movies with your best friends or with a bunch of your girlfriend, whoever, or even listen to your music with your friends. This does have that option to play your music over a loudspeaker. And this one has got two microphones, right? It's got two embedded microphones that has got a 360 degrees broadcast quality omnidirectional pickup and function, right? So let me just do a sound test for you guys. I'm just talking to this device from this distance here. I think it's about one finger away, and you guys be the judge on how this sounds. Okay, so this is the sound coming out from this HibyDigital M300. How do you think I sound? Do I sound okay? Alright, so let's switch back to the studio microphone. Okay, so as you can see, the sound's not bad. It's actually pretty decent, okay, in terms of the recording. You can use it as a recorder for your interviews, for your voice notes, and you can clear it very quickly. You can export it, you can share it. So a pretty nifty little device in terms of the recorder, the voice, and all that. So now let's talk about my sound impression of this device. As I mentioned, there's a lot more I can talk about on this device, but I just want to focus on the sound of the native DAC chip in here. And as I mentioned, the power of this DAC chip is not very powerful. It's not groundbreaking, but it's quite comparable with the Sony A55. It's quite okay as compared to the R3, and of course, with the iPods, it's quite okay. It's a bit more powerful than the iPods, if you ask me. iPods are actually, they are very analog. It can push quite a bit of devices, quite a bit of earphones, but in terms of clarity, and you push certain things up to a certain clarity, this is a pretty powerful little device. Okay, in terms of sound signature, and this is more of a warm and casual sound, pretty similar to the A55 and the iPods, and this has got a very analog sound, similar to the A55 and the iPods. Surprisingly, this has got a very earthy sound, right? Usually when it comes to Hiby DAPs, for me, I have a lot of Hiby DAPs, and they sound pretty I would say neutral and balanced, towards the neutral and balanced sounding direction. But for this M300, it's actually a very different sound as compared to the Hiby DAPs. So that's the reason why I'm comparing it with the Sony DAPs and even the iPods as well. So comparing to the rest of the Hiby DAPs, it sounds very I would say analog as compared to all these Hiby depths. And I prefer the sound. If you ask me, I would go for a warm and casual sounding depth when I'm out and about. You know, I don't usually when I'm home, I'm using my desktop DAC, right? So I do not use my portable player when I'm at home, right? But when I'm out and about, I'm not in the mood to really focus on my music. I just want to have it in the background. I just want to listen to my music and enjoy my music in a musical way, and not analyze my tracks. Okay, so this is actually a pretty nice sound when I'm out and about. Okay, soundstage is very wide. It's a very good soundstage. Doesn't sound natural. It's quite airy, and actually it's quite wide. It's wider than the Sony's and iPods. The iPod is very narrow. If you talk about, it's very closed in terms of the soundstage. Sony's actually pretty good in terms. It's pretty natural sounding in terms of the soundstage for the Sony's, but on this M300 is a very wide soundstage. The bass on this is very powerful. In terms of prominence, is a very prominent bass. Okay, it's more prominent than any of the depths of the Hiby depths here. Very pronounced bass here. Not as much as the A55 and the iPods. iPods, they are actually pretty forward and prominent as well, but they have a more earthy and a more grounded and textured type of bass, sub bass, mid bass as compared to the M300. M300 is getting there, but it's not as earthy as these two. In terms of the mids are more forward on the M300 as compared to the others. Okay, and for me, I would prefer a more forward mids, not so much on the bass. Okay, and overall the treble also is much more forward than the A55 and the iPods, and it's quite comparable with the R5 and the R3 too. Okay, so in terms of the overall treble, okay, it's actually pretty bright and forward. Overall, in terms of being resolving, this is actually quite resolving compared. It's more resolute than the iPods and the A55. Definitely is it. This M300 will, in terms of the resolving properties, is much more resolute than these two. Okay, I would say the R5 is still a more resolute sound, and R3 as well. These two is pretty comparable, but in terms of resolution, I would say, you know, this is pretty average when it comes to being resolving for the sound. Okay, and that's a very quick comparison with the rest of my depths, and you know, just to give you guys a context of where this will stand and whether it's worth your $200 or not. Okay, so I would say this is actually a very competitive price, $200, and you are getting Android 13. If you're young and you're you know, busy and you just want to have a music player that does it all, right, this is the depth to go for, and I do recommend it. It's very fast, it's very nifty, and it does a lot of things. You can do more than just use it as an audio player. You can use it as conference calls as well. It's up to your imagination, of course, up to the capability of this device, and I do recommend it as a casual little set of audio player. Okay, and that's it. That concludes my overall review and impression of this HibyDigital M300. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.